Hello everyone. In this class, let us learn how to create functions with default parameters and when we can use it. In the previous video, I have explained about function overloading. What is function overloading? We will create multiple functions with the same name but different set of parameters. When we pass a different set of parameters appropriately, the function gets called and each function gives out a different output. For example, in the video that I have explained earlier, we have tried to calculate area of some geometrical shapes. Based on the number of parameters that we pass, different geometrical shapes areas we can get. So that is example of function overloading, where we have different calculations to be done, and for that we will write different functions. Here in functions with default parameters, we will write one function only, but every time we don't have to pass values for all the parameters. For example, suppose I have to calculate simple interest. To calculate simple interest, I need three parameters. What are they? I need principal amount, I need time in years, number of years of investment, and then I need rate of interest. Now, with these three values, I will use a formula PTR by 100 and I can calculate simple interest. Let us assume most of the times rate of interest is going to be same. Let me take 8%. Okay. In almost all types of investment, rate of interest in my bank is always 8%. Only in certain special cases, it is 8.5%. Now, I don't want to create two different functions under the name interest, in which in one function I will pass two parameters, in the other one I will pass three parameters. So if I am passing two parameters, then for rate it is going to consider 8. If I pass three parameters, then whatever value I have given, third parameter, that will be taken for rate. This is function overloading. But do I have to write two overloaded functions in this case? No, because formula for calculating simple interest in both the cases is same. When the formula is same, when the output is going to be same, you should not create multiple functions. Instead, you should create functions with default parameters. Those variables whose values are constant most of the time, it varies only in special cases. For such variables, give a default value while you are defining the function itself. Then when you are calculating, when you are calling the function, if it is a default value, no need to pass it in the function call. If it is not a default value, if it is a special case like 8.5% is issued, 9% is issued, only in that case we will calculate as per the given value. So this is the purpose of writing functions with default parameters. Now let us see how to create a function with the default parameter. We already know the process of creating functions. First we need function prototype. Function prototype is declaration of function before using it. Before main we do this, and then we have the function call. This is inside the main function. When we want to execute those set of instructions, we make a call to the function by passing the values. Next, in the end, after main, we write the function definition. In case of a normal function, if it is a member function, we will define it with scope of the class before main itself. Whatever, whether this is a normal function, that is an independent function, or a function belonging to a class called as a member function. So whichever type of function it is, this is the procedure for creating and using a function. We need to declare it, we need to call it, and we need to define it. Now when we have to create a function with the default parameter, the process to give function prototype is the usual procedure is we give the return type, right? So let me take float as the return type. I will give float. I'll take this example itself, calculating simple interest, float. I will write name of the function as interest. I will pass three parameters. Principal amount is int. Time I will give it as float. And here also I'll give rate as float. This is how we declare a function. This is function prototype. Name of the function is interest. It takes three parameters. First one is an integer parameter, next two float parameters, result is a float value. So when we call a function, let me assume I have a variable called si, which stores the result given by this function. I will call this interest function with the variables p, t and r. Now these three parameters are passed to the function. To define the function, we will write the return type, name of the function. You know about formal and actual parameters. So we will write the formal parameters here. Int p, float t, float r. So whatever values are passed through these three parameters are copied into these variables. Here I will create a variable called si. Now I'll write formula for calculating simple interest, which is p star t star r divided by 100.0. I'll write to get exact answer, and then we will return the simple interest value. This is usual function definition. Here we have not defined any default parameters. What is default parameter is, for one of the value, that is for rate of interest, I wanted to give a default value. For that, when you are declaring the function, give the default value here. So for the last parameter, I have given a default value. So last parameter value is going to be 8. So when I am calling the function, if I pass value r, then whatever value is stored in this r, that gets copied to this r. Or I can also call the function like this, interest p comma t. Here I have passed only two values. I have not created another function with overloaded definition. So I don't have two different interest functions, that is overloaded functions I have not written, one with 2 parameters and one with 3 parameters. So that is not how we have written here. Here I have given a default value. I have given only two values here. Third value is not there, and since I have not given, it is going to take the default value that I have defined in the declaration. So these two values will get copied. For the third value, it's going to take whatever is default value given as per the declaration. And I cannot give only p. Only p I can't give because this is optional value. When I give default value, giving this value in the function call becomes optional, but these two are must. We must give these two values. So giving like this will give an error. If I call a function with just single parameter, it will give an error. Now let me consider that most of the investment plan are for 5 years. Okay, so time is also same. In that case, I will give float as 5, that is second value is 5, third value is 8. Now I can call the function with 1 parameter or 2 parameters or 3 parameters. So understand the difference here. Now if I have given all the 3, then for time whatever I have passed here, for rate whatever I have passed here will be considered. If I give only p comma t, then only these two values will be assigned. Int anyways whatever I am passing as principal amount, that will be considered. For float 5 will not be considered because I have passed a value. This value will be considered here, and for the last value, for the last parameter, 8 will be considered because there is no third parameter. Suppose I give like this, si equals to interest only p. So whatever value is given here will be taken for principal amount. Float time is going to be 5 and rate of interest is going to be 8. Suppose I have a requirement, I have a situation wherein principal amount I have to give, time is 5 years only, which is default only, but rate of interest is 8.5. So among the list of default parameters, if you have to give value only for the last parameter, that is not possible. You must mention values for this also. Even if it is default value, you have to mention that, and then the last value is going to be 8.5. So here the value is, default value is also 5. The value that you have given is also 5, but you can't miss this because the last value you want it to be changed. So you must give it this way only. Another point that you have to consider is you cannot give default value for the initial parameters and define the normal parameters later. Like you can't give like this. Say you can't give here int 10,000 and then not giving default values here. This is not possible. Okay. Once you give default value for any parameter, all the parameters towards its right must contain default values. So always the initial parameters are not going to be default. Only the last, from the last you can give default values. You can give any number of parameters. Here I have given one. As I told you, you can give two also, but you can't give default value. You can give default values for all the three also. That is allowed. You can give 10,000 here, which usually is not the case, but you can give like this. You can give default values for all of the variables, but once you start giving default value for any of the parameter, to the right side you must give default value. That is in the function prototype. Okay. Now let's execute this with an example. Function with default parameters. I'll just write hash include iostream using namespace std. Now I am not creating a class, I am just writing one normal function, float interest. Here I'll give int float float. So I have passed three parameters. Now I am creating the main function where I am storing a variable float for si. Okay, I will call this function interest with three parameters. One is 10,000 and then 5 years, and 8 as a rate of interest. Okay, now let me print this. Interest earned is equal to, here I'll display si. Now I'll save this using default parameters dot cpp. We haven't defined it. Float interest int p float t float r float si equals to p star t star r by 100. I have not given 100.0 because t and r are anyways float, so the values will get converted to float. Only p is int here, that will also get converted to float. Return si. Now I am saving it. I have saved it. Now I'll execute it. First let us compile to check for any errors. We've compiled and we did not get any errors. Now let's execute the program. Interest earned is 4,000 rupees. Okay. Now I cannot call this function with two parameters. Earlier I gave three parameters. Now I'm calling it only with two parameters. Now I cannot call this function. When I compile itself, it shows error saying too few arguments to function, because I am expecting three parameters here. It requires three parameters, but here I have given only two. That is why it's showing error. Now for r, I am giving a default value. Okay, so I have created a function definition with one of the default parameters. One of the parameters has a default value, which is the last value. Now since I am giving only two values, 10,000 will be considered for p, 5 is considered for t, and since there is no third value, for this third value, this default value will be considered. So let us check this now. I have compiled it. Now we will execute it. See, I am getting the answer as 4,000 rupees. Now let me give two values. Here I'll give 5. Okay. So first value is not a default value. The second two values are default values. So what I'll do is, first I will create si is equal to, I'll give all the three values, which is, I'll give 9 here and 9 here, or I'll give 3 years, and 9 is the rate of interest. Okay. Here I'll give interest 1, that is si. I have given all the three parameters here. So 10,000 is copied for p, 3 is copied for T and 9 is copied for R. Again I am calculating interest, but this time I am giving only 10,000 and 3. I am not giving rate of interest. When I don't give rate of interest, it is going to take the default value given here for third parameter, which is 8. Accordingly, it is going to calculate the simple interest and it will display. So I am displaying this, which is interest 2. Next, I will call the same function with just one parameter, that is 10,000. Now since I have called it with one parameter, this first value is copied to P, second and third values are not there. It is going to take the default values given here. And I am going to print this as interest 3. Now let me save it and execute. See here, I have got interest 1 is 2700, interest 2 is 2400 and interest 3 is 4000 rupees. So this is a function with default parameters. Now when you should use default parameters and when you should not, you have to understand. When you are having function overloading, it's better to avoid default parameters, because if you have function overloading, it means you would have created multiple interest functions, one with 3 parameters, one with 2 parameters and maybe one with just 1 parameter. Now when in this function with the 3 parameters, you have given 2 default values. So if you already have one more function like this, if you have one more function with just 2 parameters, this is a second function with only 2 parameters and this will have a different definition also. Now when you have a function call like this with the 2 parameters, it will be confusing or the compiler will not be sure which function to call. Should it call the second function which has 2 parameters only, or should it execute the first function in which these 2 values should be considered and for third parameter there is a default value? Should it take default value and call the first function, or should it call the second function? So that will be a confusion. Therefore, whenever you have function overloading, for those functions try not to give default parameters. You can give when it is a valid is when you don't have any ambiguity, when there is no confusion. Say for example, you can create a function here with 4 values, that is allowed. Here there is one function with 3 parameters, one function with 4 parameters. The one with 4 parameters doesn't have any default values. Therefore, if you want to execute this function, you must give 4 values. So when you give 4 values, only this will get executed. Compiler will not have any confusion. Similarly, if you want to execute this first function, then you have various options. You can give all 3 values, or you can give only 2 values or 1 value. For the remaining missing values, it is going to consider the default values given here. Okay. Therefore, for 1 to 3, which how many ever values you give, see here you have given 3 values, here 2 and here 1 value. For all these 3 function calls, it is going to execute the first function only without confusion. If you call another function with 4 parameters, then it will execute the second function without any confusion. So if you are creating overloaded functions, make sure there is no ambiguity. Or if you are unsure, it is always better to avoid default parameters when you have overloaded functions. And when you should go for overloaded functions and when you should go for default parameters is when the formula is same, purpose of calculation is same, output you are going to get the same output because of this formula. Only if some default values are present, you can make use of functions with default parameters. If the function instructions or the formulas are different, then go for function overloading with different parameter list. Like in your area of a triangle was different, area of a rectangle was different, area of a circle was different. Since different formulas are used, you cannot use function with default parameters for such type of calculations. Here, same formula will be used for all the things. Therefore, we don't need multiple function definitions. Instead, we can create functions with default parameters. So that's it for this video. If you have liked this video, if you have understood this explanation, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also share it with your friends, and also join our Telegram and WhatsApp groups and our Instagram profiles, which are mentioned in the description below, for a lot of useful notes and information related to placements. See you in the next video. Bye bye.